Welcome to Madison City Channel's Know Your Candidates interviews, co-sponsored by the League of Women Voters of Dane County. I'm your interviewer, Michael Rosenberg, and I would like to introduce Nancy Bogue, running for Dane County Supervisor in District 11. As we begin, I'd like you to give an opening statement as to your educational, vocational, and civic experience which qualifies you for this office and why you are running for the Dane County Board.
I was born on a farm in Minnesota. My father was an agricultural economist. Moved to Wisconsin. I have 2 degrees from the UW in cultural anthropology, and I was the first white person in the African American graduate program. We have 4 children, including our adopted daughter from Ethiopia, and we're 30-year residents of Westmoreland. I currently work as an avid tutor for the Madison schools, and I attend Madison College studying math just because I like math, which is actually a lot more fun than you'd think. I'm a published writer, which is really exciting. And I was in politics in the 90s, so it's really interesting to come back 20 years later. I've been wanting to run, waiting for the 4 kids to grow up. So this is a really good time to come back. My political experience includes, I was the chair of the first Dane County Environmental Council. I was an elected delegate to the South Central Federation of Labor. I was a board member of the Business and Education Partnership, on the Employment Committee of the Equal Opportunities Commission, redistricting committees for Madison schools, and I'm a present board member on Historic Madison, Inc. Some of my other experience that I think qualifies me for this are I was a volunteer youth counselor for Briar Patch, a mentor for the Bootstrap program. Our family did 7 years of volunteering to host teenagers through the DOC Sprite program. I was trained in the first round of victim offender conferencing. I worked in Tellurian's Alcohol and Drug Criminal Unit. Co-started Model United Nations Club at West. And I've traveled to 40 countries, which is a blessing. Makes you appreciate Madison even more. I'm running for 2 reasons. 1, to serve, and 2, to be part of bipartisan solutions, or solutions where we need to cross aisles to come together.
Thank you. Lack of affordable housing and the pressure it brings to the issue of homelessness is a chronic problem that Dane County cannot seem to get ahead of. What do you believe should be the board priorities for this issue?
The first thing I want to say is that I think the board is doing a terrific job on so many issues. I think we live in an exceptional county. I don't know everything because I don't have the office. I have been to 7 meetings in the last couple of weeks to learn the state of the state. I think that housing, as many people would say, is so intertwined, especially with transportation issues. Where we build our highways and our roads have a lot to do with whose voice is loudest in not putting them there. My niece is disabled, and I know that it's very difficult for her as an adult to find mixed unit housing, so that would be one thing that I think they could prioritize a little bit more. Again, I'm not sure that, I don't want to say that they don't, but mixed unit housing would be a great place to start. I'd like to say one other thing. I toured there's a new intergenerational housing project in Madison where they're taking like some Habitat folks and mixing them with people in assisted living on the west side of Madison. And it's just I wish I could know the name of it, but it is a thrilling option.
With the growth and spread of population in Dane County, what do you believe are the most significant transportation and environmental issues facing the Dane County Board, and how do you think these issues need to be addressed?
I think a very significant underlooked issue in Dane County is the deep schism between the rural and the urban parts of the community, as it is in the rest of the country. Transportation, crossing those lines, I know that there are people working on expanding bus lines, I think, would help bring those together. Could you read the second part of the question, please?
Well, how do you think the transportation and environmental issues need to be addressed?
In terms of the environmental issues, one of the things that we have been dealing with since the 90s on the Environmental Council is the lakes and the farm issues. And I am really hoping, you're going to hear me say the urban-rural division is one of my main topics. I think we need much better ways to deal with that. I think we need to not only talk about water, we need to talk about the farm issues. There's the Healthy Farms, Healthy Lakes Task Force, which is doing terrific work. And I'm really excited if I could be a part of that in any way.
What public safety issue or issues do you believe are most pressing that need the attention of the Dane County Board?
The jail has certainly been a contentious issue. I've gone to every forum and endorsement meeting of folks who have invited me, and I have learned a lot. I think that we have moved on from that issue to starting to put the plan into action. And I am hoping that after we do that, the groups can come together and work cooperatively to move things forward. So my answer to that is, will the board, the city, the other partners be able to overcome contentiousness and solve future problems?
What do you believe is the specific issue of most concern for the residents of your district, and how do you want to work on solving it?
District 11 is one of the great districts in Madison. There's talk about the new police station. There's talk about development around the Department of Transportation. I think we are communicating well, strong neighborhood groups. I think that what we could do better, that I would be interested in, is bringing our 4 neighborhoods together, which would be the job of a supervisor, is to serve those residents first and to be sort of an umbrella to all 4 of those organizations. It feels a little bit like we live in 4 neighborhoods. I'd like to see us live in 1 neighborhood.
What 1 or 2 personal qualities do you have that will make you the best representative on the Dane County Board for your district residents?
I bring past history, and I bring a fresh outlook. I've been a passionate person about the rural-urban split. I am a fast learner. There's a book that was just written by Kathleen Kramer on the politics of not a disenfranchisement, of resentment. And I think that what I bring is a focused new look at what I consider a real umbrella issue in our county.
Which board committees do you believe you should serve on, and why?
The Healthy Lakes, or Healthy Farms, Healthy Lakes Task Force, absolutely. I have a lot of youth background. I work with youth for 18 years in various settings, and I'm also an organizational development consultant. I would love to set up a new committee, the Rural-Urban Liaison Committee, similar to the City-County Liaison Committee. I would just be delighted to chair that. I'm also interested in seeing if the county would be interested in getting national certification as a dementia-friendly county. We have 7,000 plus people, including my parents, who have dementia or who have died of dementia. And I think it's a progressive, with a small p, action that a lot of people could agree on.
How do you envision, as a Dane County Board Supervisor, working with other municipal officials within Dane County?
Well, that's a great question, and the crux of what I believe is really important. 6 townships, as you may know, have recently pulled out of the zoning committee or commission. That is a real problem when we have 6 townships pulling out. I also don't know how many of us, the audience, have been to a farm lately, but there are a whole bunch of them around us. So what I would do after setting up the Ruralurban Liaison Committee is I would hold meetings not only in Madison. I would go to the board meetings of each of these towns, starting with the town of Rutland. The chair is one of my endorsers, and I would see what they're doing and communicate back with the county so we could start building more cohesion.
What would you like to say to the viewing audience for your closing statement?
I hope that you see that I am very interested in working across lines. I think we need a few more conservative views on the board, because to make long-lasting decisions, we'll need both sides to stop the American pendulum. I would serve humbly with communication. I would work hard, and it would be a true honor. Thank you.
I want to thank Nancy Bogue for speaking with us and the viewing audience for taking the time to know your candidates. As with every election, please vote. On behalf of Madison City Channel and the League of Women Voters of Dane County, I thank you for joining us.